Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Mind Your Exam. So in this video we will be learning about different levels of management. In the previous video we learned what is a management information system, where we discussed what is management, what is meant by information, and what is actually a system. And then we also studied what are information systems, we saw various examples, and then the MIS or the management information system. So to understand more about MIS, you need to understand different levels of management that exist in any organization. So any organization mainly has three levels of management. The first is the top level management, which are the top bosses of the company. The second is the middle level management, and the third level is the low level management. So let's see how each of these management levels functions and what are their tasks. Starting with the top level management. This top level management mainly consists of the board of directors of a company, the CEO or the chief executive officer, CFO, and the managing directors. For any educational institute, for that organization, the chancellor, the vice chancellor, the board of directors again would constitute the top level management. So, what actually does this top level management do? They basically decide what the organization's objectives are, why the organization has been developed, how it will proceed further, what is its purpose, and how it will meet its goals. It also decides various policies of their company. So, how many employees would be hired, what departments would be there, then if they're selling a product, which product has to be sold, what kind of audience this particular company will be selling their product to, and so on. Similarly, the budget is decided by the top level management. How much investment has to be gained, how much investment has to be done in the organization, and how different resources have to be procured. For example, if there it is an educational institute, what infrastructure have to be provided, what machines have to be there, what lab setups have to be there. If it is an organization, any company, then what number of computers are required, how many seating arrangements are required, and if there are shared resources, how to distribute them among different departmentals teams. Okay, now, top level management is also responsible for conveying all the company decisions, policies, and goals to the departmental heads that are the next level in their hierarchy. So, the top level management takes decisions on all these things and then communicates it further down the line, which are to the departmental heads. Then, it also keeps itself abreast with what is happening in the outside world. That means it is the responsibility of the top bosses to keep an eye on how their competitors are doing, what is the trend in the market, so that they can adjust their company policies, business plans, and gain insights about how to move further. Also, it is the responsibility of the top level management to be answerable to the people who have invested their money and time into this organization. So, they are answerable to the shareholders. And because of all such administrative tasks, the top level management is also known as the administrative level in many cases. The next comes the middle level management. So middle level management mainly comprises of, say, sales manager, purchase managers, branch managers. Okay, so these are the people that come next in line to the top level bosses, and they are under them multiple teams and departments are working, but as a sales manager they have one particular task, handling the sales. As a branch manager they have one particular task, handling that particular bank branch. Okay, so let's see what are their responsibilities. Now the middle level management will make decisions and plans for the sub unit or the sub part of the organization they are handling. They will not make a plan or business decision for the entire organization. They are only responsible for a part of the organization. So they will only control that subunit of the organization. Now, the middle level management communicates with the top level bosses, top level management, and it explains those decisions, those policies, the targets, and deadlines to the lower level management, so that the lower level management actually follows all these policies and decisions and achieves those goals as the top level management has planned. Okay, so middle level management can be seen as a link between the top level bosses and the employees which are actually working at the lowermost level, or which are in the lower level of the management, which the lower level is not really responsible for making decisions, but they are more of implementation on ground. Now, coming to the third function of middle level management, they assign duties, roles, and responsibilities to the lower level, and they also hire employees in their teams that are present in the lower level. So, the middle level management now focuses on which people should be hired, how many should be hired, what should be their responsibilities, what tasks should be assigned to them. And this level of management is also responsible for keeping an eye whether the progress is being made in the right direction or not, whether the deadlines decided by the top bosses is being followed, will it be reached or not, and if required, they direct, order, instruct, and motivate their team members from time to time. And lastly, they share the progress report with the top level management. So the top level management tells their decisions and policies to the middle level, and then the middle level tells the progress reports and how the work is going on to the top level. So since middle level mainly works to implement things on the ground, to execute the things on the ground, that is why it is also known as the executionary level. The last one is the lower level management. These consist of supervisors, operators, junior managers, and the clerks. Now, these people decide what will be the work schedule and deadlines among teams. So, the top level was handling the entire organization. The middle level was handling a cluster of teams that comprised of the subunit. Okay, so sales head would be handling multiple sales team that are working. One team would be working in the north region, one team would be working in the south region, and different regional heads. Okay, so the sales head is handling multiple teams, but when we talk of lower level management, the team head or the junior manager working under the sales manager would now decide the schedule, the deadlines, and the responsibilities of their team. So they allocate work to their employees. The lower level management is now actually dedicating different tasks to the people who are working in their team. They are also responsible for motivating and guiding their team members whenever required. And the assessment of the performance of the employees is also done by the lower level management. So if an employee is hired, his or her directly reporting manager to the person who he reports will be deciding how the performance of this particular employee has been, whether he needs to be given appraisal, whether he needs to be instructed in some way or the other, and so on. Now, it is the most important responsibility of the lower level management to handle risk and deviation from the deadlines that have been decided. So, if it is happening that the schedule is going off track, then it is the responsibility of junior managers or team managers to make sure that the employees come back on the right track and minimal risk happen to the decided schedule. So the recruitment and appraisal at the team level is also the responsibility of the lower level management. And since the lower level management is directly working with their team, they are responsible for communicating the grievances to the higher level management if required, and even within their team they are responsible. So you can say that the top level management performs duties at the organizational level. The lower level management performs duties at a team level. Okay, and the middle level management performs the duties at the multiple teams combined together, and the person who heads the multiple teams is comprising of the middle level management. Okay, so that's all for today's video. I hope you have understood all these subtopics. Thank you for watching. Till we meet in the next video, mind your exam.